We need to live as a disciple by going out there and talking with others about Jesus, but not just talking with them about Jesus. We need to then be discipling them and teaching them to live in the ways that Jesus commanded us to live. Now, we cannot do that unless we ourselves are living that way. You see, if we go out there and tell other people about Jesus, and we tell them to live and follow Jesus, and we're not living that way, then we are hypocrites. We are really committing spiritual fraud. And so the most important thing for us is that we've got to purpose ourselves to live God's direction. You see, disciple comes out of the word discipline, and it really just means someone who is disciplined to live in the way of the one they are following. But Jesus says some things about those disciples that are pretty difficult to understand. In the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 26 and 27, and verse 33, Jesus says, anyone who comes after me and does not hate his own father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not take up his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. So therefore, no one of you can be my disciple who has not given up all his own possessions. Boy, those are some tough words, but those are words from our Lord Jesus. And so really what he's telling us is that nothing is more important than him in our life. Not our family, not our wives, not our children, not our money, not our possessions, and yes, not even ourselves. None of that matters. And we've got to live our lives that way, where Jesus is number one at all times in our life, every single day, in order to fulfill the direction that God has for us. And you know, once again, that is a very difficult thing to do without the third D of a disciple's life. And this one is the most important D. And without this one, the first two don't even work. The third D we're going to look at the life of Moses, one of God's great disciples, and see it come alive in his life. But the third D is dependence on God. But it's not just dependence on God, it's total dependence on God. And it's not just total dependence on God, really it's a radical dependence on God. So let's take a look at that in the life of Moses to see that come alive.